Hello. Oh my God, it's been so long. So it is day 12. Yeah, day 12 of recovery. Um, I'm feeling a lot better. My body's starting to it started figuring itself out a lot more. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Sorry for all that refocusing. I don't know what my phone's doing. Um, Tomorrow is my like technical 2 week checkup. Um, with my doctor to kind of just like talk to her about how recovery's been going and other things like that. I One of my like update with like how I'm healing. One of my incisions, it so they put super glue on my incisions. So I have incisions like down here. I have one right here. I can show you guys that. It's gonna be weird. So that's one of my incisions, and it's like really weird looking because it's just glue. And then I have one down on my side that's the largest one. It's not my side, but like my lower belly. That's the largest one. That's one that scares me the most. I think what was that? Probably like day 9 and 10. I was like panicking a little bit because my like super glue was coming off and I hadn't bought band-aids or like butterfly stitches or anything to make me feel confident in the fact that my body was healing, and that I had no clue how super glue heals, the medical super glue heals with the body. It took me until like this past weekend, which was like day 9 and 10, I believe, day 9 and 10, to realize that the super glue heals like skin or like a scab would. So once the skin has repaired itself and become one back together to be like that layer of skin, like the rest of the skin around it, then the super glue will fall off. It's beyond me at this point in time. Dietary things were something that were really concerning me for a while, which kind of it waxes and wanes and kind of goes here and there. I was feeling super duper lightheaded, and I didn't know what it was from, and I think it was just like going on to a liquid diet, so my body could figure out how to do human things. I wasn't eating as much as I needed for like my body mass, and it was causing me to get really lightheaded. Like I was getting lightheaded when I was laying down. I started feeling better when I was standing up, like moving around, which I probably shouldn't have been doing. But that's kind of how it was looking. So I just like utilized my support system, talked to people, told them that I was feeling kind of dizzy and other things like that, and kind of figured out a better dietary plan. I need more fruits and vegetables in my diet, most definitely. I know the surgery and recovery has been something that's been difficult for me in the aspects of isolation. I never knew how isolating recovering from a surgery would ever be. Who expects to have surgery? Like, who's like, oh, well, I'm gonna have a surgery in my life. But with that, I had to like learn how to just be with myself. There were so many times I would just be laying in my bed, which this is my companion is by me, my bed. The most consistent and only consistent thing I've had in my life is a bed. And I would just lay there and be like, oh my God, I'm so bored right now. Because both my roommates work, so they were never around during the time in the day when they were at work, but they would be around at night and stuff checking on me. So I have a very strong support system, a lot of people that want me to do really well. It is challenging, as I talked in previous posts, applying for jobs and letting yourself heal, because it's like, how do I like keep my laptop on my lap? Like, it can't be too close to my part of my belly because that part of my stomach is still healing. There's an incision there, blah, 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 all this other stuff. That really always has me worried. But day 12 of healing, Day 10, I went to Walmart, which was my first shopping experience, like large store walking shopping experience that I've had since I had my surgery. And with that, I went there hungry, which was the stupidest idea of my life, and ended up getting pretty dizzy by the end of that experience. Now when I don't eat enough, like, I get super duper dizzy, and it's not fun. The hangriness is a real thing. I used to be pretty good with that, like being a starving college student, but now, like, it's more detrimental to my health than it has ever been. So most of the time it just worries me, and I need to get something into my system. But yeah, day 10, I went grocery shopping. Day 9, I actually, so yay, here's some updates. This is probably TMI. I don't know, whatever. This is my page. I can talk about whatever I want as long as it's not hate speech or slander. But throughout this entire time of me recovering, I've been swiping on my dating apps because, like, I'm bored. I am by myself, and it would be nice to have, like, a male companion. So I have actually hung out with a couple of people. All of them know that I'm recovering from surgery. All of them have been very respectful in the process of me, like, not being able to do much. All of them not expecting sexual acts from me, which is really nice to just, like, be around males that don't expect that out of me, because that's pretty much, like, all the time there's an expectation, like, two people. For me personally, like, that happens to me way too often, where there's an expectation for something. So it's kind of been nice to hang out with people that don't really have expectations but cuddling. So I hung out with somebody I went to school with. That was really nice to just, it kind of gave me a little boost, like, and it also helped me with knowing, like, when you put good energy out there, like, good energy comes back into your life. And honestly, like, after he left, somebody else I went to college with reached out to me, and he wanted to hang out too. So I believe I'm hanging out with him today, the other person I went to school with, and it'll be nice to just have some companionship. My number one love language is physical touch, and the fact that that is something that is not consistent in my life has me disheveled a lot of times. I'm also, like, always battling on this borderline of, like, self-love and empowerment, but also, like, I would like a companion of some sort, a partner, or some kind of consistency in my romantic life, romantic relationships, or whatever you may have it. It's funny because, like, so I actually took a trip to Kenosha this past weekend. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. This is crazy. This past weekend, I went to Kenosha. I stayed there all Saturday and spent the night, and came back on Sunday. And I hung out with a boy, and it was cool. Like, we was kissing and stuff, and that was really nice. Like, but he is somebody that could potentially be like a summer fling, which is nice to have, like, consistency. Like I said, I would love that in my romantic life. But that was the first trip that I took that was that long since I had my surgery. So that was an interesting, like, feeling for my body, because to, like, sit in one position, sit for that long was something that I hadn't done in a really long time. So that just made me really nervous. But it was mostly just, like, me figuring out that, like, after I get out the car, I need to stand up, stretch a little bit. But I know that, like, hanging out with him on his uncomfortable bed really bothered my body. So, like, Sunday, my body was like, no. And I think that was, like, that, like, also was an influence, like, the lack of sleep I got there, because his bed was just so freaking uncomfortable, mixed with, like, not letting myself just do nothing and, like, just heal. So I know, like, I need to, like, cool it. But yeah, companionship, hanging out, cuddling, intimacy, all things I would love to continue talking about on my channel here. Man, I know one day I hope outside of this recovery process to just kind of make post post more videos because I actually enjoy this, about kind of like what it's like to date interracially, and dating in the digital age. I'm actually currently reading a book about dating in the digital age, so that was a thing. Another update is I finished an entire book in 2 days last week while I was recovering, and I'll show you what the book looks like. Let me just grab it. So this is also a book review. Just kidding. But I would totally make a video of this. I would do a book review on this book. This book is called Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams. She actually is a native of London, so she is a non-American author, which is really dope. Just kind of see her perspective of things and dating experiences as a Black woman in London. I would totally do a book review on this. I think I might just do that as my next video, because this book deserves an entire 10 minutes of me speaking about how much I see myself in this character, and things I learned about myself. I most definitely was like, yes, cheering during this book. I was crying during reading this book. It had such a huge effect on me, and I put it all over my Snapchat, I put it all over my Facebook, I put it all over my Instagram. I want everyone to know that this book, Queenie, which has an absolutely beautiful cover, like, oh my god, box braids, that this book is most definitely worth reading, and it's super duper relevant. But Queenie, check it out. But I read that book in 2 days, and that was the first time I read a book in 2 days. I don't even know if I have ever done that before, so it could be the first time. But as a part of my recovery, I've got really into reading. I've also got really into grabbing something off my desk. So right now my phone's like on my laptop, sitting up. I've also got really into journaling. I wish I journaled. I wish I journaled more consistently, but for me, journaling is a task, and I want to dedicate myself fully to it. Also, a shout out to Jess Bowers. She's a professor at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. She teaches sociology, social policy, and relationships. She is my favoriteest person in the world, and she actually bought me this for graduation. So in the back, if this ever gets lost, I put like contact me. Here's my phone number if lost. This is also as a gift in 2017 from my favorite professor. But that's something I've gotten into, is writing, kind of keeping my keeping track of like what I'm doing in my life. Also things, this is something that feeds me. It feeds my soul. It helps me collect my information. It helps me look back at the things I was going through. I can't wait to like read this when I'm 35. That's 10 years from now because I'm 25. But to look back at this and see like the things that I was experiencing, living in Milwaukee in the year of 2019, post-surgery, and post-surgery on a reproductive system, which is huge because that's something that isn't as deeply looked at in society, women's health, period, when women are the ones who are making the babies. And yeah, they're the ones who house the babies. That's why I'm here. Thanks, Mom. But journaling has been really great. I've caught up with some people I know. Also, I have a serious addiction that has developed pre-surgery. It's not an addiction, but it did develop pre-surgery with the bookstore that's around the corner from my apartment. Shout out Boswell Books for being an amazing bookstore that is providing me with all this literature. I did go on Amazon and buy one book because I really wanted it the next day. Actually, I should have just went to the fucking bookstore. What was I thinking? But at Boswell Books, in their journal writing section, I discovered these amazing pens. Like, oh my god, y'all. So these are Quail, like modern Quail pens. This is the one I'm currently using, but it has a super duper fine tip, and my writing is like it's impeccable. But I've got really big into these pens. There's not as much ink in it because it's like only this short, so they run out of ink really easily. But those are, I don't know why this video has become like a review of all the products that I purchased. But this is day 12 of recovery. I'm obviously feeling a lot better. I've been able to go to the store. I've taken a trip to Kenosha. I'm hanging out with people, meeting up with companions that could be people I hang out with for the rest of the summer. I don't know what the rest of this summer looks like. I'm still currently looking for a job, so that's another thing that I'm dealing with. I did go to the office last Friday after I did some lab testing at the health center. I mean, the health system that I utilize with my insurance, because it was just like it's like on the other side of the building where my office is. But it's been amazing. Getting to know myself a lot better. Oh, but going back to the office, sorry, my train of thought is also terrible right now. I don't know why it is so bad, but I think it's a lack of stimulation, because all I've been doing is like watching shows or reading books or not having many conversations with people, and that's really what keeps me like my brain churning, like keeps me going and all the other fun stuff. But when I went to the office, I got to meet up with my transition coach, talk to some other of my coworkers. It was really, really nice to just be back in there. I needed that conversational stimulation, but I never realized just how much work conversation is. Oh my God. I was literally dripping sweat, which I couldn't believe that. Also, I was just wearing like a bandeau and underwear, of course, but underneath this dress I was wearing, which is not a normal thing. I always wear camis, like cami shapers, like that's my thing, but like with that I'm not supposed to really put any tight clothing on, so it's all loose clothing I need to wear. So that was an interesting experience where I just had to be confident in the shapes in the curves of my body even more than I've been before, and be like, I'm healing and this is all I wanted to wear and this is what I'm comfortable in. So like comfortable in this outfit, comfortable in my body. But it was really just nice, and I found out about some more job opportunities that are opening. So hopefully I get some good news tomorrow. Tomorrow I also get to see pictures of my cyst and maybe my insides. I'm not sure, but I will hopefully get to see all that stuff. That will be really, really cool and really interesting. I seen like my mom's pictures of when she got her tubes tied, seen all the stuff on Grey's Anatomy, because shout out Grey's Anatomy. But that's how day 12 has been. That's what I've been up to. A lot of laying, tea drinking, changing up my diet, trying to find a companion, understanding that recovery comes over a lot of my social interaction, so being okay with that. I do have a really big announcement to make, but I'm not gonna make that until a later date, because I want tangible evidence of my achievements, and that is something that might take until the middle of July. So when I do find out and get that tangible evidence, I will share that with you. But I think this is me ending this video. My friend's coming over pretty soon here. I think he's still coming over. I don't know. I'm washing bedding, so that's why my bed looks like so empty behind me. I have so much bedding. I'll show you I'll show you the pile of my bedding. So this is the pile of my bedding. That's how much is on my bed. It's roughly I don't even know. I think there's like 7 pillows. A couple of them are 2 pillows in a pillowcase, 2 body pillows, a candy cane, a Tigger, 4 blankets. Why do I have 4 blankets on my bed? I'm not sure, but that's just how it is. But this is day 12. Been feeling good. Weather's really beautiful outside. I have my appointment tomorrow I'm super excited about, and I can't wait to just kind of continue on with my life, figure out where I want to work, and get a job. I want to stay here in Milwaukee, So that's what I'm really trying to focus my energy on, is applying to positions here in Milwaukee that I would really enjoy. So we will see what happens with that. I will keep you posted. But this is Mixed in Lovely. You know, that's me. Okay. This is Mixed in Lovely signing out. Bye, y'all.